Good morning. Hello Year 3. Welcome to week 2 of term 5. I'm going to be doing the maths for you this week and we are going to continue thinking about money. So last week you learnt about adding and subtracting amounts of money with Miss Cook and also calculating change. So we're going to be using all of those skills this week, but we're going to be doing some problem solving and putting it into some real life context. So later in the week we're going to be making a mini shop and we're going to be using some pretend online shopping websites, and we're going to just be solving lots of problems this week that will involve the skills you learnt last week in terms of money. Okay, so we're actually going to start with a little warm-up game, which I'm going to show you now. Okay, here's your first one. So I want you to tell me if the coins, the total amount in row 1 and row 2 is the same or different. So in row 1 we've got a 5p piece, in row 2 we've got 5 pennies. So is that the same or is that different? Okay, it's an easy one to start with. Well done. It's the same, isn't it? Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pennies is the same as a 5p piece. Okay, let's move on to the next one. So the next one we've got row 1 and row 2. Row 1 has got 2 5p pieces and row 2 are 5p, 2 2s and a 1. Is that the same or different? Let's add it together. So we've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10p. And here 2 5s are 10. So they are the same. Okay, let's move on to the next one. So this one, we've got row 1 is a 20p piece, row 2 a 5p piece, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 2p and 2 1p. So just have a little moment to see if you think row 2 is equal to 20p or not. And then we'll add it together. So we've got a 5p at the top, 7 2s, 7 2s are 14, 14 add 5 is 19, and then we've got 2 pennies. So that actually would equal 21p. So 1 penny more than in row 1. And our last one over here, we've got in row 1 a 20p piece, 4 5s and a 50p. And in row 2 a £1 coin. So are they the same or are they different? What's their total? Let's do it together. We've got 50, add 20 is 70p, 75, 80, 85, 90. So this is actually equaling 90p and this is £1. So they are not the same. How many pennies are in a pound? It's 100, isn't it? So this is actually 10p less. Okay, so moving on to your problem for your maths work today. Okay, in my purse, I have got 5 coins. Now, I'm not going to tell you what those coins are. They could be any coins, okay? And I want you to try and work out how much money I could have in my purse. So the coins I could have a 50p piece in there. I could have 5p, 20p, 2p, penny, £1 coin. I could even have a £2 coin or a 10p piece. Okay, so those are the coins that could be in my purse. Obviously not all of them because there's only 5. And also I'm not going to tell you whether I've got 5 coins that are the same as each other, 5 coins that are different, 5 coins that some are the same and some aren't. I'm going to leave that up to you, okay? So, that's the problem. There are 5 coins in my purse. How much money might I have? Okay, now this is all written out for you on the sheet, which is also on the web page for today, that looks like this. So you can just click on that and have a look at the problem again. And let's just think about together now how you could go about solving this problem. Now, the first thing to remember is that there are a lot of combinations, okay? I don't need you to find all of the combinations, unless you want to, of course, that would be amazing, but it might take quite a long time. So you could set yourself a challenge of finding, let's say, 10 of the combinations, okay? It would also be really good if you could find what the possibilities are for the least amount of money I could have in my purse and what could be the most amount of money. Okay, and you could show that writing down the coins. So let's think about, how do we know where to start? Okay, we actually need to use a really systematic approach to this. What does systematic mean? Can you remember? We've talked about that in school. Systematic is when we look at something, we work at a problem, solving a problem in order. So we have a starting point, and maybe we start with the lowest numbers and then we get to the bigger numbers. Because if we don't use a systematic approach to this, we'll just have lots and lots and lots and lots of answers, and we won't know if we found all the combinations. Okay, so I'm going to start by thinking, what if all of those coins in my purse were the same? What combinations do I have then? I'm going to start thinking, what if I had 5 pennies, 5 1p's? So I would write down 1 pence, add 1 pence, add 1 pence, add 1 pence, add 1 pence. Okay, 5 1 pennies. Now that equals 5 pence, 5 ones, and I could also write that as 5 times 1 pence equals 5 pence. Okay? So that is the first combination. Now, I'm going to think, I'm going to stick with them all being the same. That could be an option. And I'm going to think, what if I've just done 1 pence? And the next sensible, systematic approach thing to do would be to use 2 pence. Okay, so again, I can write out 5 lots of 2 pence, or I could make it a little bit quicker for myself, and I could write 5 times 2 pence. 5 2s are 10. So that would equal 10 pence. So I've already found 2 different answers. Okay, so if I'm finding 10, I'm well on my way. I've got 2 already. I could have 5 pence in there, or I could have 10 pence in there. Okay, think about the next highest coin. If they were all the same, what would that be? And move on from there. Okay, you don't have to start here. You might like to start thinking, what if they were all different? Okay, but again, try and use a systematic way of thinking about that if you can. So, the best strategy to use is your mental math, so adding the numbers in your head. They're quite small numbers, so you don't need to use any column addition or anything today. If you need to kind of chunk it down a little bit, so if you were thinking about having, I don't know, let's say perhaps you might think, we might have a £1, okay, add 50 pence, add 20 pence, add 10 pence, add 5 pence. Okay, so that's I'm kind of going down in order from the coins. If you want, rather than trying to add all that in one go, I mean, you can do £1, £1.50, 60, 70, 80, 5. If you can't hold all those numbers together, if that's quite tricky for you, then maybe you could just do £1 add 50 pence as a sum, and then 20 pence add 10 pence, and then add them together, and then add on your 5 pence. Okay, so you can kind of build it up like that. Or you can just try and do it all as one if you can hold those numbers in your head. So, good luck, okay? Your teachers would love to see any problem solving that you do today. You can either send us a picture or send us some possibilities of the amount of money in Mrs. Tiernan's purse, okay? And I'm going to start the video tomorrow with revealing the 5 coins and therefore the amount of money I have in my purse. And you can see if it was one of your options that you came up with. One of your combinations. Okay, so good luck, enjoy, and I will see you tomorrow.